Wow, I was just been saying to a few people how just a few months ago this was just an idea, and like all great ideas that have action following them, all of a sudden you have 105 incredible people from across an entire country in one room having a party. So thank you all. Thank you all that have come a very long way to be here this evening, and hopefully you're going to have a fantastic night to show for it. Today we recognise, celebrate and appraise those who've built a business not just around their own bottom line, but around the body of knowledge within their industry, around contributing to the knowledge, skills and capabilities of their marketplace. These are the people who I call edupreneurs. You guys. You are the people that selflessly learn, continuously develop and expand upon your own knowledge and expertise, and then spend hour upon hour finding a way to share that with other people. And that's pretty big, guys. So round of applause for you doing that constantly. So sometimes you do this through webinars, seminars, face-to-face courses, online courses, how-to guides, video tutorials. Somehow you find a way of getting your knowledge and expertise out there. Sometimes it's for income in its own right. Sometimes it's for generating leads for your primary products and services if education and training isn't your main product. You see, edupreneurs have discovered and tapped into something powerful that most entrepreneurs have not. And this puts you far ahead of your entrepreneurial competitors, especially that we are now in a very new era of doing business. The world of business has changed. Our customers have changed. How they want to engage with suppliers and service providers like you has changed. Those who carry on doing business the old way, telling and selling, will die out as a new, stronger, and much more influential breed of entrepreneur comes forth. Edupreneurs, who have realised that we can no longer just tell and sell. They have realised that we need to attract and retain our customers by giving them value. We have to share our best kept secrets. We have to provide people with the recipes to our most special dish, and we have to expose our winning strategies to win them over, to create paying and raving fans. They will no longer tolerate sales pitch. They're hungry for information. They're hungry for knowledge. And by giving it to them, we get to actually demonstrate our capability, our credibility, and our expertise as much as they also get to experience it. I was once guest speaking at a high-ticket event, and some of the delegates had paid my client over $36,000 each to actually be there. I decided to conduct my own little experiment to bring this point home. I asked them all to raise their hands. First of all, I asked, how many people in that room were there as a result of an incredible website, out of fantastic brochures, sensational lead pages on social media? Not one single person raised their hand. I then asked the room, how many of you are here as a result of attending a free workshop? The entire room raised their hands. Education, guys, is the new currency, regardless of what industry you're in. Edupreneurs have realised that by giving away your trade secrets, you will win the trade. That credibility is only generated by your customer consistently experiencing your expertise, as this is the true catalyst for trust and for sales. Using the platform of education is not restricted to training providers. Regardless of your industry, it gets you in front of many more people than traditional sales does. It increases your exposure, your leads, your sales, and of course, your authority positioning. For he who teaches his market essentially becomes seen as the guru in that topic, unless you teach it badly, which I can help you out with. It's my deal, I can plug my services. Thank you. Buy my stuff. Edupreneurs have also realised that a little goes a long way, that success does not come overnight, that persistent and consistent message goes a long way in creating desired results and getting business by referrals, especially when done with oodles of passion that edupreneurs seem to bring so naturally. It was quite some time ago that I decided I wanted to be an edupreneur, to start my own business educating others. It was a freezing winter's day in the UK, the kind where the rain comes in sideways and it's pitch black by 3 p.m. But on this particular day, the misery did not affect me because I had decided that I was going to be an entrepreneur. I went home to my partner and I excitedly said at the time, "I'm going to be an entrepreneur." He turned off his TV show, he smiled at me sweetly and he said, "Don't come to me when it all goes wrong." Ouch. So, upset but not deterred, I drove to my mother's house as fast as I possibly could, and I said, Mum, I'm going to be an entrepreneur." And she took a long puff on her cigarette. She looked at me with inquisitive eyes, and she said, "What the hell is wrong with you? Why can't you get a proper job, Sarah? And by the way, don't come to me when it all goes wrong." Yeah, one of those moments. Facepalm. 10 years from that day, I have now run my education business in 3 different countries. I've employed over 50 full-time employees, hundreds of contractors. I've been the catalyst of the education of thousands of people globally, and I now have an asset worth millions of dollars. Needless to say, my mum is now my biggest fan, and my ex is totally kicking himself. You see, entrepreneurs are unique. They're different because they are intrinsically futuristic. They can see things that haven't happened yet. And they can see those things that haven't happened yet so clearly that they are willing to risk everything to pursue its fruition. They are not understood by the rest of the world. Their ideas are ridiculed and opposed until they've actually materialized. They work passionately and tirelessly, often without pay, to make a new idea come to life. They do all of this not just for themselves, but because they feel they have something that can make the world better, and they do. They don't have a boss to praise them or pat them on the back when they've overcome the toughest challenges. They don't get offered a paid day off when they're tired. They often cannot share their victories with their friends and family for fear of looking like a bragger, despite the fact that achieving that victory may have nearly killed them. They often cannot share their fears, their failures and troubles for fear of looking like an ungrateful complainer when they have such a perfect life being their own boss. We know as edupreneurs that there is no magic epiphany to the perfect idea, that there is no perfect recipe for success, that everything we have, are and do are the results of hard work, persistence and dedication, of unwavering commitment in the face of adversity, of innovative resourcefulness in times of drought. We persist because of our passion and because the world needs change creators, movement makers and efficacy effectors like us. For this is how these awards were born and how every movement is created. A decision followed by deliberate action. One step is all it takes to make our dreams come true. Your message, your knowledge and expertise will help people in ways you cannot even imagine. So keep sharing, keep giving, keep edupreneuring, and importantly, keep changing the world, because only those who are crazy enough to think they can actually do. Congratulations, edupreneurs. Enjoy your life.